Welcome to Yeukai Business Show, UK's premier business show where we feature business thought leaders, high achievers, and industry experts. Today's episode is brought to you by World Outsourcing Solutions Limited, a company that specializes in helping executive business owners with virtual assistant services and business growth systems. Here's your host, Yeukai Ketchadori.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here on this very special episode where I'm talking to a colleague, a friend, Shane Mulgrew, about business. In fact, we have entitled this podcast today as What's Working Now in Building Internal Teams and Growing Business Communities. Let me ask you a question. Is there anything important than growing and building your internal team to prepare you for the next stage of your growth? And is there anything else important than creating communities that will become raving fans for you? Well, if the answer is no, well, you're in the right place because you're going to learn today how you can build your internal team, be it people who are going to support you with your goals. They may be board of directors or board of advisors or even employees, people that are going to run with your vision. We're also going to be talking about community. How do you get people into what you're doing, be it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever? How do you do that? With me is Shane Mulgrew, all the way from Ireland, has been doing this for a long period of time. In fact, has been teaching other people to do exactly that. Shane, thank you so much for joining us here for the first time on this show. How are you?
Hello, thank you very much for having me today. This is something new and fresh. So it's exciting to speak to your audience and to meet you as well, of course.
Love that. One of the things I love about you, Shane, when I was looking at some of the paperwork that my team brought to my attention, is you've created a coaching program to help people do what you're about to talk about today, which is going very well. And your coaching program is called $1 Million Business in a Box. And you've had some tremendous success from this. In fact, would you share maybe one or two stories of people who have taken what you've taught them and have done very well within a very short space of time?
Yes, absolutely. So really the whole idea came from McDonald's, the franchise. I was fascinated by Jay Abraham's book, and he speaks a lot about the way McDonald's built their business. And that really, I suppose, it excited me in a way. I wanted to create something sort of like that, but for an online coach. So the model that we've created basically covers the lead generation, lead conversion, the client fulfillment, and then the skills, accountability, and mentorship in order to run a business online. So we've created this model, and as I said, it had to work for me first and foremost before I could introduce it to my now clients. So it's going unbelievably well. It's for coaches and consultants that are, I suppose, stuck in a revenue bracket, and maybe stuck in scaling their business to where it should be essentially. So we use 3 done for you services, and then obviously, as I said, the skills and the mentorship in order to get there. But I suppose the great thing about the model that we've created is it's not a fast fix. It's a real relationship builder. It's a 2-year process that comes with an investment guarantee. So the reason it's so long is because we are committed to the end result. We are committed to that final outcome, which is that our clients have $1 million business come the end. So that's why we only work with, I suppose, people that are qualified, but also a very few number of people per year.
Indeed. Awesome. Shane, you have a very interesting background. You at one point were depressed, you had nothing to look forward to life, and then all of a sudden a dear friend, a close friend of yours, left this planet, which sort of shook you and made you want to live life on your terms, be a contributor to this beautiful planet and make a difference in other people. Do share that story with us, so people have a bit of a background of where you are coming from and why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, so I left school at the age of 18, and as soon as I left school, I had really nothing to look forward to. I had to tried different jobs that I really disliked and didn't want to do. I was never a very, I suppose, skilled person with my hands at that stage. I was just obsessed with like sport. And I suppose it was just a learning curve for a young adult. But I spent, I suppose, that next 4 to 5 years in a downward spiral of drinking alcohol and hanging about with the wrong people and making the wrong decisions, and financial decline as well. So I just made so many mistakes that I didn't really want to be here anymore. I just thought, as a young person, you should really be living an amazing life at this stage, and I couldn't see a future for myself, and I ended up contemplating suicide at that time. But thankfully, something I suppose helped me conquer that challenging time. So I got out of that rut. I started to personal develop, and then I suppose a few years after that, I lost a really good friend suddenly. He died suddenly of a heart defect, and that was a major wake up call for me, because I still wasn't living the life that I wanted to live, and his passing, his sudden death, really woke me up, and it just encouraged me to actually live my own life on my terms. And that's when I made the decision to get qualified and then start my own business.
Indeed. Something along the journey in all of us, sort of quickens us to really want to live the way we know we can live. And if you are there listening, whatever you're going through, can I encourage you to take a perspective that this is another way to give you a wake-up call. Go and live the life on your terms, and live the life that you truly want to live. And when you do that, you will not only make the world a better place, but you will actually improve your family, and those that truly depend on you. So let's go use whatever is going on in your life as a motivation to go towards your dreams, just as Shane has done here today. Shane, let's dive deep into talking about how do you build your internal team. First of all, how important is it to have an internal team that is rooting for you, that is advising you, or perhaps helping you out to live, to go after your dreams?
Yeah, so I suppose firstly, I have a strong belief in developing relationships. I think it's a pivotal and necessity part of life. We all need to build strong, genuine, and sincere relationships with other people. I think that's something that's so important. The other relationship is the relationship that we have with ourselves. So we have to master those two relationships. And I had to, I suppose, look myself in the mirror and actually start appreciating myself, actually believing that I was a person of value. And then now I had to be kinder to myself. Indeed. Once you start to develop yourself and you start to love yourself a wee bit more and appreciate yourself, then you've got something within yourself to give to others. And really that's what others need. Some people need a bit of care, a bit of love, a bit of appreciation. And then we start to build relationships with different types of people around the world. I think that's so important. And if you look at it from a personal perspective, if you've got loads of really strong relationships, then you're always going to be in a great place, because you've got, I suppose, a strong community around you for help and support and guidance whenever you may need it. The other thing from a business perspective is the easiest and the quickest way to grow your business is via referrals.
That's right.
So if you've got strong relationships, real professional, strong relationships globally, then your community is just always expanding, because those people are speaking of you in the highest form possible. So if your focus always, no matter if you're a business owner or you're just a person listening, really, if your key and motive every day is to actually help people and support people and develop relationships with them, they will never ever forget that. And then all of a sudden this community starts to build, and then that's when you define who is good for your business or who isn't, or who's good as a friendship or who's good as an intimate relationship. You will also come across people that aren't going to be a part of your community, and that's great as well, because we can't be friends and have have strong relationships with everyone.
Indeed.
So we have to connect with certain people and then disconnect with others, and that's the community that you have. Then when the strength in that is, it's the foundation that we all need in our personal life and our business life. If you're a person of value, then people will see that in you, and you will see that in them, and then that's when your community is so strong. The other thing is then is getting people that connect with you, that understand, you know, your own true values and your own what you want for the world and what you want for yourself and what you want for them.
Yeah.
So it really, really all stems from wanting to build genuine and sincere relationships with people.
I absolutely love that. Before we go on to talk about how do you actually do that, I want to point out some few things there that Shane, you touched on, you know, which have proved to be true in my own life and in many of the people we have interviewed on the show. In fact, as of today, we have interviewed just over 400 people, successful people on the show. And this is the area of relationship. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go faster, go alone. But if you want to go further, go with others. It's powerful. If you want to be in business, which I believe almost everybody listening to this audio wants to be in it for a long time. Therefore, you need to learn how to build relationship. And I love that part that you mentioned there, Shane, where you said become a person of value. Or no, that you're a person of value. You've got something valuable to give. It starts with you when you see yourself in that light and you project that as well, you know, out there. The people who sees that will begin to be attracted to you, and you can begin to create a relationship. Those key things, truly, if you take heart, if perhaps you are starting out in your business, or perhaps you're already in business right now and you are looking to scale things out, if you pay particular attention to how you're doing when it comes to building relationships and be intentional about building great relationships, you will see things turn for the good, because a relationship is everything. Relationships are everything. You know, they decide whether you're going to grow or whether you're going to stay right where you are. Shane, in your experience in doing this for over 23 years, you know, in many different areas, what are the keys of creating that genuine relationship with, be it a board of directors, be it perhaps employees, or the people you want to connect to you to give you referrals?
Yeah, so I had to ask myself this question, and the first thing that popped up is how, if you look at your mother. So I look at my mother as the most caring and kind person in the world, and I had to look at her traits, you know, and the way she dealt with people, and everybody told me how amazing she was and how kind she was and how loving she was. So if so many people were coming to me and saying this about my mother, I had to look at her traits and her personality and how she did things. So caring for others is essential. So in the business world, I feel we're obsessed with receiving all the time. So we're obsessed with receiving financial gain, with receiving clients, with receiving growth, whereas we have to give sometimes in order to receive. So by giving out kindness, you know, by giving out love to others, by giving out support, by giving out value, then that will only ever come back to you. So in building strong relationships with people, I always say, look at your mother, look at the relationships that she builds. Look, your mother is essentially a business owner herself. She has had to manage the household for years, and she's been successful at it. So I always look at my mother from an example first and foremost, and then obviously my father as well. But I had to look at her traits and why people seen her in such a really, really bright light, and a loving and caring person. So I had to make sure that I was giving off that energy as well. I had to be loving and caring, no matter if you're a friend or a potential prospect. I had to treat you in the way that I wanted to be treated myself. I had to give to you in order to receive the way I wanted to myself. And that's something really, really important that I had to learn in building a strong community.
It's so true, you know, Shane. The business that leads, the business that are perceived to be caring, that have a vested interest in their customer or clients. Think of it this way: if you know, would you do business with somebody that you feel like they don't care about you? The answer is no. It's exactly the same concept around everybody. So if you're going to build a business or build a relationship, lead with caring. it is the thing that is going to help you connect with people. Remember what John Maxwell says, a lot of people communicate, but very few people connect. The way to connect with other people is through caring for them, caring for their needs, caring for their goals. What is it that they're trying to achieve, and how can you meet them at their point of their need without perhaps rushing to expect something in return? That will take care of itself later on when you do the process right. So I want to encourage you, if you're taking notes right now, that you put a star around caring for those around you as a real business trait, not just something that you do at home, but something that you're going to be doing that tomorrow when you are at the office, when you're talking to potential guests or potential clients for yourself. Other than caring, Shane, I would like to hear your comments on trust. How do you build trust? I've seen in my own life that being intentional about building trust in people, in my board of directors and all of them, all sphere, whoever it is, has been a key to going further. What's your take on that?
Yeah, well, you have to lead people. So when in the professional business world, there's loads of talkers. People talk about things all the time,
Indeed.
but there's very little doers. Okay, action takers. We as leaders, we have to lead from the front and show people how it's done, and then that's how we prove and build trust. So with my clients, I always say that we are completely equal. I am not your mentor or your coach. We are completely equal, but I have to show you how it's done first, so that you can trust that what we're doing is the right thing. So we have to lead people, because people want to be led. Some people can take action themselves and learn from their mistakes. Some people aren't like that. There's loads of different personalities in the world, but I think as a leader in the business world, we have to lead people first and foremost. Rather than talking all the time, we have to act and take action and show them how it's done. So I think when you lead people and you get successful results, then they automatically trust you. Then I always go with the 3 words: know, love, and trust you. It's so important. When people know you, love you, and trust you, you can grow and develop any business or lead any community in the world that you want to, when people see you in that lead.
Indeed. I love that. Lead from the front. You see, the world has so many talkers. I love that. Very few doers. If you can step out and be a doer, a lead, from heart, from within, you will become irresistible. You build great relationships with those that you want to do. I think it was Steve Covey who talks about the speed of trust in his book, that trust really is the new currency. If you can create trust, you can get the job done successfully, you can build companies, you can build whatever you set out to do. So be intentional about this. One of the things I get asked a lot about what we're talking about is, there are, softer skills and there are hard skills when it comes to creating relationships. The softer skills being caring, being loving, and creating trust. In your opinion, what are hard skills, Shane? What can people do practically today, on top of what we've talked about, maybe using a software, maybe using a web, whatever, in your opinion, that can help build those relationships internally or externally?
Yeah, well, today you have to be on video, so you have to be on screen and pretty confident to do that. I think that one of the most important skills in business is sales. You have to be able to sell yourself on camera or over the phone or via Zoom or whatever it may be in a meeting.
Yeah.
So every day we're selling ourselves. When you're developing relationships, you're essentially selling yourself. When you're trying to build clients, you're selling yourself. When you're trying to grow your company, you're selling your company. You're selling your values and your worth. You're selling the end result. So I think sales skills is so important, and coming off as a character that people, as you say, trust, as a character that people can believe in and they believe their words when they speak. I think sales is one of the things that has helped me. I was very lucky that I fell into sales at the age of about 21, and I was one of them people that hated sales. I didn't think I was good at it, but it really took me outside my comfort zone and building relationships and actually getting people to trust me. So what I would say is sales. Every person should have sales skills. and every person should be try their best to be good on camera. I think that's important.
Indeed. Love that. So if you are looking to build your relationships, start building those internal skills, softer skills, and also, learn how to do these things, how to sell yourself. Look, you're always selling yourself. You sell your kids to go to school. You sell your wife to buy you, a special gift, or your husband, whatever. You're already doing that. What if you could take all those skill sets and you hone them and structure them into what you're going to be doing. Figure out exactly what works with you and enroll in some training courses or coaches that they can help you in doing that. And when you do this, little by little, success build on top of the other. A time will come when you will be doing this. It's so natural. You're caring, you're trusting, you've got the sales skills that are going on really well for you, that you will begin to build your business. You know what? Anybody can do this. You have the capacity to do it. Maybe you were beginning to doubt yourself that it's taking too long to build your business, and you're hearing these words at the right time. So go exit out and make it happen. Shane, for those perhaps looking to work with you, before we came toward the end of our time here together, where can they find you? I know you've got some really, really training, great programs going on right now.
Yeah, so you can find me on my website at shanemulgrew.com. You can also find me on all the major platforms, so LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And then, we have a program at the minute where we've only 3 spaces left for it. It's $1 million program that I suppose helps generate $1 million and helps people become millionaires. But it's also a done-for-you business model. And we've only 3 spaces left. So if anybody wants to get in touch to have a conversation, that's a program that you must qualify for first. So not everybody gets to do that program, but we can have a conversation to see if you qualify.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. We will put a link as well below this audio so that you can be taken straight to check out what Shane has got there for you. Shane, let's go back to building communities for anybody who wants to build their social media, because that's the in our day and age where they can build their community there, or TikTok and all that. Do you have some tips for them to get started, or maybe to amplify what they're already doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So you have to look at your already relationships that you've built, and maybe your contact list or your followers or whatever type of business that you have right now, and look at and pinpoint the top 10 people that you know, love, and trust. And then if you want to expand that community, it really starts from an idea. And most people stay stuck between the idea and action. So there's a bit of vulnerability between creating an idea and then taking action. Really, what you need to do is leapfrog through that vulnerability and just take action. So if you look at the top 10 people that you know, love, and trust in your current relationship circle, let's say, and then work from there, and it expands out the way. As I say, once you start to build relationships with one person, with 2 people, with 3, and then it becomes 10, then all of a sudden you've got this circle of raving fans, and they're shouting your name all over the place. And that's what we want. When people are speaking about you in a great light, then more people want to get to know you, and then that's when you grow your following, you grow your fan base, and you grow your clients, you grow your business, and you essentially grow your personal life as well, because you're developing strong relationships with people. But really, it starts between that idea and taking action. If you can just ensure that you get through that vulnerability stage where people are sure or unsure of this idea being a great thing.
Indeed, absolutely. Nothing happens without taking. And you can be thinking about it for a long time. The good thing is thinking is the beginning part of it, but you just have to progress on to the next thing and actually make it happen. Here's what we recommend our students do right now. If you're starting out and you want to grow your popularity or get new clients, start a podcast if you can do that. And the reason for you to start a podcast, number one, you will get other people help you promote what you're doing. So what you do, very simple, find 10 people, as Shane said, in your industry who are doing very well and offer to interview them. Don't call it a podcast. Just say, hey, I just want to publish what you're doing. Interview them and then post it on your social media and then ask the guest, like for example, Shane here, to promote your podcast to their audience. So what you're doing there, you're borrowing credibility of the people in your industry to promote you. You do that for 10 people. You've got 10 people who are promoting the same way that you're doing to their audience. You do it for 100 people. You've got other 100 people doing the same thing. So start a podcast. It's very simple, but it takes intention. It takes you knowing exactly what to do. Again, there is a lot of training, a lot of free material available today. But just take action and do that. If I was to do it again right now, I would not start promoting myself all by myself. I will tap into other people's audience, be in partnership with other people. It just makes things much, much easier. You go try it. Let us know how you're getting on. If you need some help, let us know. We'll be delighted to help you as well. Shane, we are coming toward the end of our time here together, but as a fellow entrepreneur, we want to ask you a few questions for how you are thriving instead of just living. What are some key things that you do regularly to keep you on path, so to speak, for you going after your goals, making things happen for your clients? Maybe share with us one or two things that you feel every business owner needs to know in order for them to thrive in today's world.
You need to put yourself first. You need to look after yourself. I exercise twice a day, and I spend time in nature once a day. I switch off maybe 5 to 6 times per day for maybe 5, 10, or 15 minutes. Because what we're doing, we're trying to change the world too fast, and we think that the time is ticking always, where it's not. This is our life and this is our world. We have to appreciate ourselves, and the only way to do that is to make sure that we're performing every day in the best way that we can. And again, the only way to recharge your system and your body and to look after yourself is via, looking after your health, your food, your nutrition, your sleep, your exercise. It's so important, because if we were only given one car to drive for our entire life, we would look after that car. It can be any type of car in the world, your favorite motor. We would look after it if we only allowed one. Well, we only get one body, we only get one brain, we only get one life. So it's so important that we value it and appreciate it, because as much as we are business owners, we are human beings as well, that we are in this world together. So it's probably about time, I think, we started to appreciate ourselves more and look after ourselves a wee bit better. But yeah, I think spending time exercising and in nature is essential for me.
Absolutely love that. And I truly believe that a few weeks ago we brought a gentleman, the name Stavros. There will be some training in the podcast section there. Just go listen on how you can look after yourself. Very simple, exactly what you need to do. If you miss that one, it is in our archives. We want you to go do that. Look after yourself. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Shane, you've been wonderful. Would love to have you again in one of our future episodes. But this has been great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's awesome. Final words, ladies and gentlemen: live well, live with passion, know that the best is yet to come. Don't do this alone. If you need anything or if you've got any question, reach out to Shane, go straight to the website. The link will be here below, or reach out to our team. We'll be able to help you. We want you to succeed. That's why we've created this ever-going podcast. So again, until next time, live well, live with passion, know that the best is truly yet to come. And goodbye for now.
Thank you for listening to Yeukai Business Show. We will be back to bring you more episodes with success stories and advice straight from the experts. Want more? Check out www.yeukai.businessshow.com. Get your free trial of our virtual assistant service today. Just visit www.worldoutsourcingsolutions.com. Quote WOS18 or send us an email at support@worldoutsourcingsolutions.com.